Hello everybody, my name is Digital Cake and this is Factorio. If you notice that we are starting at nighttime, well, long story. So let's make it short. I was screwing with my recording software. It's not very cooperative right now. As you may have noticed, the first 2 episodes of the original series went down. Mainly because I was recording in the wrong resolution, I guess you could consider it. Because I was recording at 360p when I should have been recording at 720. I could run at 1080, but I mean, this looks just fine to me. Oh. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all of the basics, so I'm just going to get straight into it and get a majority of the resources that we'll need to get back on track to where we were. Now, don't think of this as cheesy because I'm actually doing all the 3 episodes, the first original 2 that I should have already had up by now. And guess what? I also have 2 more coming out. Well, I have this video that's coming along, and then there's going to be another video later today on top of these 3 new Factorio videos, which I'm not gonna leave too much to your guys' imagination, mainly because I figured I'd keep it secretive. I like it better that way. So first things first, we're gonna start by putting a miner drill on all the resources. So 1 on coal, 1 on iron, 1 on copper, 1 on stone. Also forgot to mention about the game. So this is Factorio. If you don't know what Factorio is a sandbox indie action survival game that is in early access, so don't blame it for any bugs that you may or may not see. Not saying it's buggy because I haven't actually met any bugs in this game yet. This is a 2.1D, so you're basically looking at the world from above, which is really neat. It's a nice little feature. And the amount of pixels just makes it look so beautiful. And I'm usually not one for graphics either, as I could care less about graphics. Because graphics isn't everything for a game to me. And you can go buy the game at their official store page down in the description below. I'll leave a link there. I'm not getting paid for this, just so you guys know. I just think that this game deserves a lot more support than it actually has. Because it's a beautiful game, it really is. I'm just surprised how little people actually, popularity it actually has is like nothing. Even though it's such a great game. I'm really hoping by the end of episode 2, we'll actually get to where we were at the end of episode 2 on the original series. I really am hoping by that point. Of course, that's probably a long shot, as that's going to be pretty difficult. Okay, so this is a... Should I even go over the basics anymore? Yeah, alright. So this is a self-feeding miner drill. I basically have a burner inserter picking up coal, feeding itself at the same time, as well as feeding the burner mining drill, which uses coal, and it also mines coal. Very useful. And then all the excess coal will we'll just come to this thing and it'll put it into this wooden chest. Now, it may sound complicated, but trust me, it's very simple. Alright, so where were we last episode? We were just starting steel production, I think. So we just finishing up the, upgrading everything. Because all of them were electric and they were producing a bunch of resources, and we just done the copper one. I remember that now. And then I asked you guys the question. Nobody seemed to respond, but I'm not surprised. Another thing. Terribly sorry again about the original 2 episodes. I'm trying to make it up to you guys. Like I said, I'm going to be working a double shift today, doing twice as many videos as I had originally planned. So please don't blame me and don't think I planned this because the series was going horrible already. Because trust me, it was, and I was actually doing superbly well. I was doing much better than I thought I would have by that time. I don't like it like that. I hate when the things still have to repeat itself. It's annoying. It becomes a strobe light, basically. Alrighty. So we're getting close to generating power again, which is going to be super useful. I'll just build it off the side of here. Crap, I'm already running out. Cool. Oopsies. Have some fuel. Have some fuel. Okay, and I'm going to need more stone. Now, stone you can always get from these big rocks, but you can also get it from the ore. Now, please note I'm not actually running in the official version of the game. I'm actually running in Factorio 13.9, which is a, like a beta, basically, of the game, which is in early access. It's a unstable version of it, let's just say that. And they've added a lot of things in this itself. The base game looks a lot like this, and the base game's in 12.9. So I think once Alpha 14 comes out, Alpha 0.14 anyway, comes out, I think the game will be updated to that by default. Which I hope, because this game's fun. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's good. I'm just gonna put on that other one. Alrighty, so that's done. Gonna create all the power poles I can, just because don't have much resources. I'll make an electric mining drill. Oh, so fancy, I know. Just using all of that money. Now, please note that this is going to be a bit more scary, as the last time we played this, we were protected by a massive forest, and our pollution didn't go very far. But now, as you can see, the pollution is already spread out pretty far. There's a hive up there, and a hive down there that I can see of. And I have a feeling we're going to be attacked very often. Like, ridiculously often. Yeah. Alright, so you see how far we've gotten. Such progress right here. Oh no. The mining drill ran out of... How the heck did these things run out of coal? Ay. Like I said, I'm hoping to be able to get back to where I was by the end of episode 2. And then progress even further by episode, well, 3. And then after that, I think I'll disclose the name of the game that I'm also going to be recording. I don't know. Maybe next episode? No. How about this? The 3rd episode, because that would be the last episode I'd be recording right before it's necessary. Oopsies. Hold up. Trying to think of ways to get this thing as far out of my way as possible. As I know I'm going to be running around a lot over here in this area. And I don't want to ruin that space. Like, this is pretty secluded off. This doesn't take up much space. I'm going to need a bigger iron pallet though, so like I'm probably going to have to build down there for my iron production. Please note, this is not the most effective way of doing things. Normally, you'd always want to build your power plant right next to your coal machine. Yeah, I'm just gonna use there, because in the long run, I'm going to need this space. So yeah. I just noticed I created way more belts than I need to. Alright, so now that that's connected, let's just grab some coal out of here and just feed the thing so it'll get up and running. Ah, dang it. So this is the graph. I already told you guys how I read this originally, but let's try this one again. Alright. So satisfaction is how much you need. Production is how much you make. Very simple, right? Production is over here. Consumption's over here. Now, the higher the consumption is, the more power you're going to have to generate. Each steam engine can produce 510 kilowatts at maximum efficiency. Okay. And over here, these things constantly use 90 kilowatts whenever they're running. And I think they use like 15 when they're not running. Right, there we go. So now this thing will be automatic and it will never have to shut down ever again. So, unlike last time, this time we aren't going to overwork our one engine that we set up. Because last time we were overworking it and actually not even getting enough coal. Well, enough power to generate half the stuff we needed. So we're not going to have power issues this time. That's good. The first episode is going to be like 20 minutes long. I mean, I know it may feel short, but I'm going to pick it up right afterwards with like a 25-minute episode, and then from there on out, every episode I want from at least like 20 to 25 minutes. I don't want it any longer than that, because it just would take forever to upload and render and stuff like that. Of course, I think you guys would be fine with 25-minute episodes. If not, follow me on Twitter or just message me on Twitter without following me. I think you can do that. I mean, be rude like that to me if you'd like. Doesn't matter to me. Not like I have feelings or anything. I am just cyborg. Alright, so we already get to start working on iron production, which is what we're going to first work on after, of course, we're going to have to set up a lab first before all of this. I don't even know why I'm attempting to get ready, because we're not going to be able to do anything until we set up a lab. Freaking iron, dear God. I already have an idea. Okay. Alright, thank you. For the coal. Alright. This is very ineffective. Don't worry about it. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, I can't even. Very ineffective right here. Like, super duper ineffective right here. This is top notch ineffectiveness. Another thing, the recording schedule I have right now, I normally have at least one episode. I try to upload starting at about noon. So after I'm done recording this, I'm going to go immediately start the rendering and throw this thing onto YouTube. And then after that, I will start doing other. I'll start recording the next episode. So technically I'm not doing this right one after the other, only because I want to be able to have somewhat of a normal schedule. Because the first episode did wonderful. I mean, 13 views. That's a lot for a brand new YouTuber. But, yeah, I think a lot of people just clicked on it accidentally. Very sorry if you did. Terribly sorry. And if you got this far into the video, very surprised, actually. Super surprised that you made it this far. Normally I can't even stand with this much of me talking. But, alright, so we've got the science machine down. There we go. That will add another like minute and a half to the video. So you know what, we're gonna, once we're done researching automation, we'll end. That way we would have actually gotten farther than last time, which is good. So as all of this is being produced, I'm going to gather all the resources I can. Mainly because I'm going to be doing episode after episode. Because unlike in the original series where I could just spend the entire day just wandering around and collecting resources, I can't do that now. Because I have to do a couple episodes at a time. I'm going to be doing 3 episodes of Factorio today, along with another mystery video series, which I probably shouldn't be starting, but I might as well. And then I'm going to be on vacation for the weekend, so I'm going to be gone during the weekend, which is going to suck. Mainly because I'm going to have to work around for a recording schedule. So expect an upload Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just, you can't count on noon being the normal time. Maybe earlier, maybe later. It really all depends. On top of that, automation's almost done. We've almost got 100 iron, which is going to be useful. Ay. Yeah, that little... Oh, alright, there we go. Alright, well that seems to mark the end of the episode. You know what? Just so you guys know exactly what's going to be done next. Let's just go straight into here. Okay. That's going up next. And there's 20 red signs. And I bid you farewell. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I am terribly sorry about the original 2. So have a good one. Good luck. Have a nice day. Goodbye.